In this video, I want to go over a new package I've created called Laravel Junie. And the reason it exists is to essentially create documentation for your projects that you can then customize for your projects to be able to use. And so before I get into that, I just want to kind of demonstrate Junie out of the box without using the package at all. So I've got a standard Laravel installation, and I've got Junie, and I've got no configuration files for Junie at all. So I'm just going to give it a prompt, and I'm going to tell it to create a CRUD, a full CRUD application for a contacts endpoint. And it's quite simple. It's just going to have name and email, and put it in code mode and put beast mode so it can run terminal commands, because this is version control, so I'm happy for that to be able to use that. So I'll run that, and then I'll pause this video here because Junie can be quite slow, so I'll resume it once this is completed. Okay, that is now finished. So let's look at what is generated. So I can see that it's generated. I'm just close this Junie file down. So in the roots file, it is created the individual root endpoints and the controller classes. That's looking good. It's got created a migration, and here's where it slightly differs with my project, because this is just using the standard ID columns where I use UUIDs in this project. So I would prefer that to use UUIDs as well. So if looking inside the model, it's looking okay. It's got a factory in there, which is good, but it's missing some generics for the fillables, which I like to put in place just to satisfy the PHP style. So there's a couple of improvements I would make there. In the controller, we're returning directly JSON, whereas I'd prefer to return JSON resources instead, or JSON responses. And it's also got inline validation, where I would prefer to use form requests. But overall, it's done a good job. It's looking all right. Nothing, there's small criticisms, which is just a personal preference. It's, what it's created is pretty decent, and it's created the test for it, everything. So for authenticating anything. So yeah, okay, that all looks pretty good. So if we open up Junie, and if we just say decline, that just removes everything. So it puts us back to where it was before. So what I want to do is I've created this package called Laravel Junie, and if I look inside the source of this package, there's a docs folder, and in here I've set up various markdown files. So if I'm dealing with testing, there's various preferences that I wanted to set up and some examples, so I can customize that. If I'm using Livewire, again, I've got a few more rules in place. There's a general document. So I can say things like, make sure every file uses the declare strict types, and always import the classes fully rather than import them directly. Use camel cases and Pascal cases where appropriate. Give us some examples of type hints and things like that I want in place. So I can be quite specific about what I actually want in my project. So what this package is designed for is I can install this package and then run a command, and it will basically copy all of these files into my project. And then over time I can customize these files. So to get started, I just want to install the package itself. So open up my terminal, install the package. Now as package instead, I can just type Junie install. When I run that, helps if I spell it correctly. So when I run that, it'll ask me which documents I want to install. So if I wanted to just install, say, just the front end one, I could highlight that, press enter, and what it'll actually do is, you can see it's just, we've got two files. So we've now got this Junie folder, which is a hidden directory. We've got this index file, which is automatically generated of all the generated documents. So this essentially is just a table of content that links through to the various files. So we've got the front end file. So if I run this again, and this time I select all of them, it will override that and it will bring in all the files over. So my index file now consists of all the various files. So I can just, if I go into like preview mode, I can just jump through to any of those files. I can see if I'm working with Laravel, if I'm working with modules, the structure of what I want the modules to look like, and just general guidelines of how I want it to do things. So once now we've got that in place, I'm just going to commit these just so it's part of the project. So now they're part of the project, all I'm going to do is open up Junie, and I'm just going to run the same prompt I ran earlier with no extra character or anything. So I'm just going to run that now. And again, I'm just going to pause this because the Junie, while it is really good, it's incredibly slow. Okay, so Junie's now finished that task. So I'm going to close Junie down and just have a look at the files that it's generated. So if I open up the roots file, if I just go to the roots file directly, just so we can see it a bit better. So yeah, we've got all the individual roots on the controllers, so all looks fine. And in the controllers, it's rather than using a JSON directly, it is using a JSON resource, which is good for what I preferred it to do. So it's using collection and the resources, so that's all looking good. So go back up here and look at the model. So we've got the model, and this time actually it's not created the factory, which it should have done. So yeah, it's lost a few points there, but it has put in the correct doc box information that I've asked for. But yeah, it hasn't put in the factory. We have got the test, and it's using PHP unit, not pest there, so that's not good. So yeah, it's a bit hit and miss sometimes, but actually, it has to create the factory, it just hasn't linked it to the model. So that's one minor thing. And the resources all looks pretty good. We've got the form requests rather than using the inline validations, so both the store and the create. So that's pretty good. So a few things that are perfect, but it's really new still as Junie, so it's going to improve over time. What's good about having these documents in individual files is if I'm looking at API specifically, I can put in, quite rarely, I haven't really put that much information in as yet. I can update the API information or anything to do with templating, and I can put in the front end. There's a general file or Livewire when I'm working with Livewire, or anything to do with testing. I can go in there and be specific about different areas. So the good thing is, like, once you've got this into your project, you can then customize these documents and then save them to your source control, like with everything else. And then this lives with your project, and then you can customize it for your project going forward. And then as Junie improves and these documents improve, that will just help you generate the code from Junie in a better way. So hopefully this package becomes useful just for the initial setup, but once you've got it installed, you don't really need it after that point.